Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Alrighty people, it looks like we are live just after 5. Just let me do a little bit of DIY and we will be there. Boom, looking good. That's more like it. Excellent. Alright, what a day. Shout out to Keith Fellows and Aaron Goodville in the house already. So check it out. This was an article in the Telegraph, literally just today. Look at this. So, yeah, find the date on here. 22nd of April, look at that. Literally published 15 minutes ago. So, oh, jeepers. I mean, look at this. This is huge. So, live, Surrey man who claims he created Bitcoin launches legal action. Live updates. So, again, we went through the a CoinGeek article earlier this afternoon, which outlined what had gone on. But look, this is getting national coverage in the Telegraph itself. Holy moly! So let's have a quick read of this. It's only kind of like a little kind of like update, but you know, still worth keeping an eye on. National press coverage. A Surrey-based computer scientist, i.e. Craig, who claims he is the true creator of Bitcoin, is taking website bitcoin.org to court in London over claims of copyright infringement. Sounds good already. Dr. Craig Wright, who says he used the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto to publish an academic paper in 2008, which laid the foundations for cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Mistake, it's not cryptocurrency, it is a commodity. It is electronic cash, cash being the most liquid form of money, money being a commodity. So it's not a cryptocurrency. But anyway, we'll let it slide. You know, they'll come around to it. Has kicked off legal proceedings against Cobra, which operates and is the publisher of the website bitcoin.org. But as we know, somehow Cobra has been able to wrestle control of that web domain because it was actually registered by Dave Kleiman on behalf of Craig. So, you know, again, shenanigans gone on behind the scenes as to how he was able to get control of that website, you know. The case centers around Bitcoin.org's decision to publish the academic white paper on its website. Dr. Wright's lawyers, Ontier LLP, said they had previously informed Cobra that it was infringing Dr. Wright's copyright and requested that the paper was removed. Elsewhere, second-hand CD and DVD website Music Magpie has started trading on AIM this morning, netting founders Steve Oliver and Walter Gleason a total of $22.5 million. Completely unrelated. What was that all about? So it looks like that's it. Is there anything else? Is there more to it than that? I was hoping that there might be a little bit more than that. Maybe not. Unless the article's further down here. Doesn't look like it. Bitcoin mining may not be as environmentally damaging as feared, ARK Investment claims. ARK Investment, that's Kathy Wood. The environmental cost of Bitcoin mining has for years been one of the major arguments against widespread adoption of the cryptocurrency. But today, one research firm has claimed that such concerns could be overblown. According to ARK Investment Management, a merging of crypto mining, energy storage, and AI technologies would mean that the adoption of renewable energy would be likely to accelerate. All right, okay. So what's this? Coal, oil, gas, nuclear, hydro, wind, solar, bioenergy, pump storage, other fuels, net importance. All right. In a report issued today, researchers for ARK claimed energy providers could begin to play the arbitrage between electricity prices and Bitcoin prices if Bitcoin mining was integrated into power producing systems. They said a greater convergence between the energy and crypto mining sector could prompt wide use of renewable energy. All else equal, with Bitcoin mining, we believe renewable energy should be able to provision a large percentage of any locality power economically, ARK said. As a follow-on effect, cost decline associated with scaling renewables could accelerate, leaving them even more economically competitive at equilibrium. Yeah, very true, very true. Earlier research in the space has found Bitcoin mining to be significantly damaging for the environment. Bitcoin transactions are verified by a huge network of independent computers which perform complex calculations in a process called Bitcoin mining. It's actually called hashing, but we'll let them off. Once the calculation is complete, the network is rewarded by new Bitcoin. According to a Digiconomist, around 77 terawatt hours of electricity annually are needed by the Bitcoin network, roughly the electricity used by Chile, emitting 37 megatons of carbon, the same as New Zealand. Most of Bitcoin's mining power is believed to come from fossil fuel sources. China-based Bitcoin miners control more than 60% of all Bitcoin processing power, and coal accounts for half of Chinese energy consumption. Again, they're not thinking about the waste of electricity of, like the lights at Christmas and, the banking sector and, restaurants like McDonald's. I mean, like, please, it's just bollocks. Here we go. Surrey computer scientist who claims to be Bitcoin's creator kicks off legal proceedings. Maybe this is the rest of it. Here we go. Excellent. Let's see. The case centers around Bitcoin. Yeah. Cobra promotes the digital asset referred to as a Bitcoin core. They're getting it right. National newspapers are getting it right. Bitcoin core. Core coin. It's not Bitcoin. Dr. Wright's lawyers said it was not Dr. Wright's intention to silence or intimidate anyone, merely to protect his inherent right to his own intellectual property. They said, similarly, Dr. Wright does not wish to restrict access to his white paper, but does not agree that it should be used by supporters and developers of alternative assets, such as Bitcoin Core. Check it out. This is the Telegraph. This is national news. They're finally getting out there. This is great stuff. So it shouldn't be used by technology such as Bitcoin Core to promote or otherwise misrepresent those assets as being Bitcoin, given that they do not support or align with the vision for Bitcoin as he set out in his white paper. They are gonna be spitting feathers, all these shitcoiners. Literally spitting feathers at that. Can you imagine? What's this? It doesn't follow his vision for Bitcoin as outlined in the white paper. What? That's going to get all the hens clucking, isn't it? Fantastic stuff. Cobra has previously said it was cryptographically impossible for anyone to verify themselves to be Satoshi Nakamoto. but that unfortunately, Craig has been unable to do this. It has said it would continue hosting the Bitcoin white paper and wouldn't be silenced or intimidated. Others hosting the white paper should follow our lead in resisting these false allegations. Yeah, right. A Twitter account that claims to represent Cobra said, Craig Wright obviously isn't the inventor of Bitcoin, as that would make him the 25th richest person in the world. The account said that the lawsuit was pretty bad stuff, and that it was unsure why some lawyers are actually taking his claim seriously. Oh dear, bravado, never going to work. Never going to work. I wonder if they even know what. I wonder if they even know that Craig is Asperger's, and I wonder if they even know what that personality sort of like disorder means. They have no clue. He is never going to give up. He is never going to give up. Never. Literally, dog with a bone doesn't even come close. This is literally just get your popcorn out, folks. It's going to be brilliant to watch. I cannot wait. What's this? Britain's Revolut hires India's CEO, and as it speeds up global expansion, you can buy Bitcoin on Revolut, or maybe you will be able to. All right. Well, anyway, that was exciting stuff. The truth is coming out in national newspapers. Loving that. All right then. So I also saw this one. Here we go. 59 minutes ago, just an hour ago. Let's have a look at this by Stephen Stadbrook. What's up with Cobra? Well, let's find out, shall we? The recent legal action filed by Dr. Craig Wright against the online persona known as Cobra has called into question the latter's right to host the Bitcoin white paper on bitcoin.org website. In January, attorneys acting on behalf of Dr. Wright issued a copyright infringement notice to the individual styling themselves as Cobra, who operates on Twitter via @CobraBitcoin handle and currently controls bitcoin.org. The legal notice indicated that Wright, who claims to be the individual behind the Satoshi Nakamoto pseudonym, credited with authoring the white paper that introduced Bitcoin to the world, had decided to enforce his copyright in that document. Wright's stated aim in pursuing this action is to compel sites, including Bitcoin.org, that promote protocols that differ from the vision Wright entailed in the white paper, to remove said document for the or face legal consequences. I was forgetting this was a CoinGeek article then. I was getting all excited. For simplicity's sake, and based on Cobra's frequent use of the alt-right pejorative term cuck to designate his opponents, we're going to go out on a limb and assume the individual behind the account is male. Cobra responded with a blog post declaring his unwillingness to be silenced or intimidated, while issuing a public appeal for financial donations to support his legal cause. It's likely that only a fraction of the ensuing BTC donations ever made it to Cobra, as the astonishingly high transaction fees associated with BTC protocol would have consumed a healthy chunk of these funds. Cobra's support for BTC makes his desire to continue to host the white paper on bitcoin.org all the more curious, given BTC's current lack of resemblance to the technology described in the Bitcoin's founding document. Cobra has also publicly denigrated the white paper as outdated and incorrect, and arguably the worst introduction to Bitcoin. So what gives? Oh my god. Incumbent on the community to work together and update the white paper so new users don't start with flawed assumptions about the system. That's outrageous. White paper is outdated and incorrect. Promotes flawed understanding of Bitcoin. Responsible for a lot of the longest chain is Bitcoin FUD. That's outrageous. Let's play the Peter McCormack, shall we? Describing Bitcoin. Here we go. Come on, Pete. Let us know what's gone on. Tell us. I can't wait to hear it.
Bitcoin is so different now from when Satoshi was here. It's a completely different project. It doesn't matter who Satoshi is anymore. Even if Satoshi came back, I don't think he would just be immediately welcomed as having this God-given right to decide what happens with Bitcoin. I think he would have to earn his right back into the project. Bitcoin is built based on consensus now.
How many times do you want to say is Pete? Bitcoin is built based on consensus now. Oh my god. Oh my god. Cobra's eagerness to maintain ties to the white paper is probably based on the document's reference to bitcoin.org on its first page. This affords the individual controlling the domain a degree of authority and influence over all things Bitcoin, a perk that Cobra has been only too eager to indulge. Cobra routinely claims that Bitcoin.org helps educate millions of Bitcoin neophytes each year. Despite his occasional humble brags of personal riches derived from early adoption of various digital currencies, both Bitcoin.org and Cobra's Twitter feed actively solicit donations from these hordes of noobs. This money is ostensibly directed towards maintaining Bitcoin.org operations, although the site is about as technically complex as nearly as attractive as a 1997 GeoCities blog. I don't know what GeoCities blog is, but I'm sure it's like pretty basic. Cobra also appears to be monetizing Bitcoin.org's prominence by serving as an affiliate marketer. While the site offers a Bitcoin exchange page, the far more prominent Buy Bitcoin button at the top of the homepage steers buyers to MoonPay, an exchange that has been criticized for charging stiff fees to process digital currency transactions. To its credit, Bitcoin.org itself warns, in small print at the bottom of the page, that MoonPay charges fees that may be higher than some other Bitcoin exchanges. But it begs the question, why does a site that so publicly celebrates the onboarding of Bitcoin virgins wish to see these initial transactions be so unfairly tilted towards middlemen? The cynic in us suspects it's conditioning them to getting gouged in the future by the Lightning Network. Irrelevant. Oh, I see. BTC's inescapable association with high fees stands in stark contrast to the low fee, high volume, high block model of the Bitcoin SV protocol. It's just Bitcoin that Wright favors. That's why it's so surprising that BTC backer like Cobra has periodically offered modest praise for BSV's technology. Although initially this was mainly due to Cobra's even greater distaste for BCH protocol and the hope that BSV would disrupt BCH's efforts to dethrone BTC. Cobra has never voiced similar praise for Wright. Indeed, Cobra has issued numerous statements equating Wright with frauds and charlatans, while vehemently rejecting Wright's claims to be of being Satoshi, and urging others to do likewise. Understandably, both the volume and the aggressiveness of these personal attacks escalated following Wright's legal action against Cobra. As part of these attacks, Cobra has lobbied "Have fun staying poor" jabs at BSV supporters for their token's failure to keep pace with BTC during the latter token's value bubble surge. BSV supporters have responded by pointing out that BSV's true value lies in its technology, particularly its nearly limitless capacity to scale. Interestingly, just 2 years ago, Cobra tweeted, "Who cares about price? Technology is interesting. Price is irrelevant." Oh dear, hypocrite. He's been caught out. In reply to someone who questioned his support for a new coin that had just plummeted in value. Relevancy, it seems, is a moving target. Somebody call a scambulance. This is funny. I don't think I've ever read an article by Stephen Stabber before. They got irrelevant, relevant, and now we've got scambulance. Cobra has a long history of calling out perceived scams, a category into which he lumps BSV. These claims have occasionally come back to bite Cobra, most notably following his 6-month demonization of crypto hardware suppliers Halong Mining. In dozens of tweets and a Medium article, Cobra accused the company of having swindled millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin from thousands of customers. So it says, what accusations? That Halong Mining is a scam. That's going to be proven correct pretty soon, you'll see. On April 13th, 2018, Cobra tweeted that he was completely wrong about Halong mining after confirming that the company had indeed delivered functional hardware as promised. Cobra claimed to be extremely sorry for his prolonged assault on Halong's reputation and promised to eat an appropriate large proportion of crow. Yeah, so that's his admission that he was wrong, an apology, I guess. Shipment of crow. Apart from a brief period of self-flagellation, he appears to have escaped serious blowback, which may explain why he swiftly resumed applying his scam tag to a wide variety of individuals, entities, and products. Apparently, the lack of tangible repercussions only serves to embolden him, but his ability to go on dodging the consequences of his actions won't last forever. Now, how much would you pay? The legal notice Cobra received in January also included rights claimed to ownership of the Bitcoin.org domain and his firm intentions to enforce such rights in due course. Cobra has publicly refuted rights claimed to having ever owned Bitcoin.org, but the circumstances under which Cobra gained control over Bitcoin.org are murky to say the least. Alright, I hope there's more information on this. The public doesn't know from whom Cobra acquired the domain. Although the site had at different times been under the control of Finnish developer Martti Malmi, and BitcoinTalk.org administrator Michael Thymos Marquardt, there have been suggestions that Cobra and Marquardt are the same individual. Claims that both parties have denied. We also don't know what consideration, financial or otherwise, Cobra may have provided for assuming control of Bitcoin.org, but Cobra has occasionally boasted of rejecting opportunities to sell out for millions of dollars. So the transaction appears to have left him with a lucrative exit strategy should he tire of this game. You knew I was a snake. Regardless of who's lurking under Cobra's scales, this public utterance strongly suggests that the Bitcoin community would be far better off without him in control of the prominent platform like Bitcoin.org. For instance, consider his unabashed praise of former Silk Road marketplace operator Ross Ulbricht as a true thought leader. What's this? Few things make me as happy as seeing real Ross Ulbricht expressing himself on social media, and mostly everyone in the community sending messages of encouragement and hope. What a legend this guy is. A true thought leader that even the maximalist troll wouldn't dare attempt to demean. Don't know about that. Now we recognise that a lot of readers hold libertarian views and thus may have viewed Silk Road as a preferable alternative to the failed war on drugs. But it's undeniable that Bitcoin's early association with the site peddling not just reefer and mushrooms, but fentanyl and heroin, not to mention fake passports used for any number of suspect schemes, probably set back mainstream adoption of the technology for years. Even if you supported Silk Road, does this support extend to Cobra's belief that Bitcoin is a declaration of war against governments, in particular the US government, or that all governments in this world need to be destroyed completely and thoroughly? That is so stupid. That is such a stupid statement to make. Honestly, how old are you? What, are you 15? Yeah, so that's his tweet there. So he said, yeah, Bitcoin is the declaration of war against governments. Oh my God, like seriously, grow up. What, are you still a student at college or something? In particular, the US government, yeah, like you want to wave a red flag in front of them. We will destroy them and make their useless currency irrelevant. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are we that naive to believe that certain governments, if insufficiently provoked, couldn't end this Bitcoin experiment tomorrow? Do we really believe that waving red flags at angry bulls is an optimal long-term growth strategy? Not wild enough for you? How about Cobra's claim that it was the US government that attacked its own citizens on September 11th, 2001 by blowing up the towers with bombs where there were never any planes? It was all fake by Bush and his cronies to justify his for-profit wars. Well, like, I would say there is strong evidence to actually suggest that. Yeah, very strong evidence to suggest that actually is what happened. But, keep that under wraps. Otherwise, he'll end up disappearing like loads of other people who have said that. So Cobra said here, I'm surprised people still believe September 11th wasn't an inside job. It was the US government that attacked its own citizens by blowing up the towers with bombs. There were never any plans. It was all faked by Bush and his cronies to justify his for-profit wars. Well, yeah, that's actually kind of true, to be honest. Cobra has also equated Obama with Hitler and called John McCain death a cause for celebration. Another tweets there, he said John McCain was an evil warmonger who indirectly caused the death of millions of people. His own death is a cause for a celebration, no different than Osama bin Laden's Hitler or Mussolini. Again, it's just not good to stop provoking. You know what I mean? Just keep your mouth shut. This makes me think he's probably still a teenager or under the age of 20. Still not convinced. How about Cobra's November 2018 tweet that Wright is definitely some sort of secret agent for the banks, maybe Rothschilds? Oh my god, this is really pathetic, isn't it? And there had to be powerful hands pulling Wright's strings. In the tweet here, he said, I think CSW is definitely some sort of secret agent for the banks, maybe Rothschild, or possibly Blockstream. Clearly, somebody orchestrated this reveal to the BBC for him. He had to have had powerful hands pulling his strings the entire time. Not necessarily. Accusing the Rothschilds of pulling strings is a centuries-old anti-Semitic slur that routinely serves as a dog whistle for individuals who don't want to come right out and say they don't like Jews. Unfortunately, Cobra eliminated any wiggle room on this subject earlier this year when he referred to Israel as a special type of evil and claimed it was really nasty the way these pigs behave. Like, seriously? You know? Like, why? Yeah, just maturity. Lack of it, more like. It had Zionists massacring unarmed protesters. Nothing new. Israel is a special type of evil. Really nasty the way these pigs behave. Good job somebody's keeping these tweets. Oh dear, he's not gonna get away with that for too long. It can't be like, doing a U-turn. No, I didn't say that. Yeah, you did, mate. That's right there. As detailed above, the benefits that Cobra derives from his control over Bitcoin.org are clear. It's far less clear that the Bitcoin community what the Bitcoin community gains from this arrangement. If the community truly seeks global acceptance, be it BTC's desire to act as a digital gold or BSV's far more ambitious plans to serve as a microtransaction digital payment and data handling powerhouse, it needs to pick better ambassadors than Cobra. Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. But I mean, it's just, what? I mean, Vitalik Buterin created Ethereum when he was 21 years old. 21 years old, and you've got now the cryptocurrency with the second largest market cap, which people are literally putting billions into. Because they believe it. It was created by a 21-year-old. What would a 21-year-old know about commodities and securities? He was a computer game geek. That is it. He might be an intelligent one, but it still doesn't mean that you're necessarily interested in things like commodities and securities. Honestly, which is why Ethereum is an absolute load of crap. It will never be used as a medium of exchange. Never, especially when it moves to proof of stake. They don't understand the fundamental significance of what money is. A commodity. It's nuts. Just goes to show you how juvenile this entire space is, really. I mean, no wonder, initially when Craig created Bitcoin, and you've got all these, prepubescent, teenagers in their parents' basements, buying Bitcoin and coming up with stupid ideas about it. Literally, like I said, the pool of concentration of quality in BSV is just huge at the moment. I love it. It is going to be diluted when all these shitcoiners come in, but, they can deal with other people. I just, what I would concentrate on is building a quality, you become who you hang around with. So just, choose quality people to hang around with. Block all those dickheads. That's what I do. That's why I've got over 10,000 profiles blocked on Twitter. But anyway, that was pretty good. Check this out. Chris Larson here. This was 5 hours ago. So Ripple's Chris Larson says, Bitcoin should move away from proof of work. You effing idiot. You effing idiot. It's proof of work that provides competition between those who economically sustain the network. Without competition, you get collusion. And with collusion is obviously centralization, which means it can never be a commodity because it is centralized. You absolute fool. You effing douchebag. Oh my God. So, Let's see what this ridiculous argument is all about. Literally, it's so stupid. So Larson said proof of work is a massive drain on power consumption and a growing source of CO2 emissions. Just do one, you effing shitcoiner. Always shit for brains. In order for Bitcoin, that's Coolcoin, BTC, to remain dominant on the global stage, Ripple's executive chairman says developers and miners need to ditch proof of work. Is that right? Well, let's just have a listen to David Schwartz, who's the chief technical officer at XRP, Ripple Labs, saying that when asked how Ripple ended up with most of holding most of the XRP bags, how it came to that. So have a listen to this. I think I've got it. This is the one.
Pleasure to have you, David. All right, so I was hoping you could comment perhaps briefly on this piece of news out this morning. Is Ripple hoping to find evidence that XRP is similar to Bitcoin and Ether and should not be considered a security?
Yeah, I think the primary argument that we're trying to make here is that the market considers them similar. We considered them similar. All of the evidence suggested that they were similar. And then the SEC just, comes out of nowhere and say, nope, they're completely different. Ripple is a company. We're based in San Francisco. We have employees. We have shareholders. We have a CEO. I work for that company. I'm the chief technology officer. And it's a company like any other company. It's centralized. What the CEO says goes. There's a board of directors. It just works like any other company. The XRP is a digital asset. It's censorship resistant. It's publicly traded. It trades on the XRP ledger. Ripple does not own or control the XRP ledger in any way.
So how did Ripple then get all the XRP that it has? It has about half the supply. So just how did that particular transaction happen?
The XRP ledger has a very different design from what Bitcoin and Ethereum have, and many other digital assets. Like in Bitcoin, the stakeholders are at least to some extent the miners, and the miners reap the rewards of the transaction fees. The XRP ledger doesn't work that way. It is not competitive. Nobody's competing to reap fees. Because it's not a competitive system, it doesn't have any way to sort of award fees to a particular party. Because although if it had a way to award fees to particular parties, people would compete for those fees, and it would become competitive. So the way it's design works is when the ledger first began operation, the 100 billion XRP, all that will ever exist, were sort of up for grabs. And lots of people grabbed XRP out of that system, but it just so happens that obviously, just like early miners mined, huge amounts of Bitcoin before the public knew about it or was using it, early XRP users grabbed large amounts of that pool of XRP. And so the people who developed the ledger wound up with, the vast majority of it, and then have been distributing it since then.
Do I need to explain? What? What? So it's the same, but it's really different to all these others, and you've just given a detailed explanation as to how it's different, but you're trying to say that it's the same? Honestly, these are the kind of shit corners with shit for brains we're dealing with. Unbelievable. So, amid the backdrop of Earth Day, Chris Larson said proof of work consensus mechanism is a massive drain on power consumption and a growing source of CO2 emissions, according to a post blog on Thursday. Instead, the executive argues core developers, miners and exchanges should consider moving away from a years-old mechanism to something less taxing on the environment. Oh my god. Oh my god. Cryptocurrencies that use proof of work should consider a code change to another validation method, such as proof of stake. Oh my god. Another security. Honestly, these people don't understand money. It's insane. It's insane that there's so much money on the line and they haven't figured this out. This is ridiculous. Or confederated consensus or something yet to be developed, wrote Larson. The proof of work consensus mechanism is costly. The current draw from Bitcoin alone amounts to an average of 113 terawatts a year, enough to power 12 million US homes, according to data from Cambridge University. The damage to the environment is also considerable, with an estimated 63 million tons of carbon dioxide CO2 released every year, added Larson. We should see proof of work for what it is, a brilliantly designed technology that is becoming outdated in today's world, wrote Larson. They, proof of work networks, need to embrace low energy, low carbon alternative to secure the ledgers. honestly, they are absolutely clueless. Like, absolutely clueless. It's laughable. Absolutely laughable. I'm to be honest with you, I'm a little bit gobsmacked, to be honest with you. Literally, it's a new level of dumbness. Like, literally a new level of dumbness. I'm not used to, I'm not used to this at all, really. It's just so stupid. I don't have a word for it. It's like beyond the words. Anyway, so this was something that I found just a minute ago. Even though this was over a year ago, so like 12, about 16 months ago. This was related to, it says UK court orders Bitfinex to freeze $680 million in Bitcoin. I mean, obviously it's worth a lot more than that now. But this relates to the amount of obviously the movements of BTC that was related to the Bitfinex hack that moved recently. And it's just, I'm not familiar with this, so let's just go through this. UK court orders Bitfinex to freeze $860 million worth of Bitcoin. Bitfinex, the cryptocurrency exchange owned by Hong Kong iFinex. Again, and we know that iFinex is a shell company and doesn't actually have offices there. This is outrageous. Has been ordered by the UK High Court to freeze Bitcoin worth $860 million after blockchain analysis firm Chain Analysis traced the funds to a ransomware payment. The account holding 96 Coolcoin was linked to the hacking of an unnamed Canadian insurance company, according to a 17th of January 2020 court filing first reported to New Money Review. The report read, a hacker managed to infiltrate and bypass the firewall that insured customer and installed malware called BitPaymer. The ransom demand by the hackers was $950,000, which was eventually paid in 109.25 Coolcoin on the 10th of October 2019. While some of these funds were converted into fiat and can't therefore be traced, 96 Bitcoin worth £889,283 or dollars, at the time of writing, was sent to an address owned by Bitfinex. The company, victim to the ransomware attack, had to subsequently decrypt 20 of its servers, which took 5 days. It then had to clean up 1,000 desktop computers, which took a separate 10 business days. It hired New York-based Chain Analysis, whose findings have now led to the Bitfinex sharing the account addresses and its Know Your Customer credentials with the England and Wales High Court Commercial Court. In 2016, Bitcoin worth around $72 million, which is 119,756 Coolcoin, was stolen from Bitfinex's platform. It was the second biggest security breach on a global Bitcoin platform of its time. That same year, the exchange was forced to pay $75,000 in fines by the US Commodities and Futures Trading Commission, in part for offering illegal off-exchange financed commodity transactions in Bitcoin and other digital currencies. Then last year, the firm was accused of using the reserves of Tether, an affiliated company, to cover up $850 million in losses to a Panamanian payment processor known as Crypto Capital Corp. Bitfinex says it is an entirely innocent party mixed up in this wrongdoing. Yeah, right. In the latest case related to its exchange, we have assisted the claimant to trace the stolen Bitcoin, and we understand that the focus of the claimant's attention is no longer on the Bitfinex platform, it's said in a statement. The New Money Review says the case is a landmark because it's the first time the UK court had stated that cryptocurrency assets such as Bitcoin constitute as property. All right. The space is progressing quite fast at the moment, with all these new rulings, people learning about it. It's quite exciting times, to be honest with you, peeps. Anyway, I can see I've been going for 39 minutes, so that will do for today. Shout out to everybody in the chat box. Keith Fellows, Aaron Goodville, Ravenshield, Griggs, Matty Ray, Richie Rich, Diddy Weldon in there as well. Great stuff. Hope you enjoy the show. Please put your handles and pay emails in there. Let's do this while we're doing Ding a Dong. But while we do that, we'll just show this. Where is it? Here we go. Show this, here we go. Telegraph article in all of its glory. Check it out. So remember, people are still at work at the moment. They're going to be coming back to see this. There we go. Bring that down. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. The Telegraph newspaper. It's coming, people. Stay tuned. Exciting times ahead. Yes, indeed. This is the best soap opera I've ever been involved in. It's brilliant. And there is so much money on the line. It's worth choosing sides, because the return will just be absolutely massive if you are on the right side. Pardon the pun. Here we go. Right, just starting from the first. Oh, I can see Connor G in there as well. Thank you very much. All right, we'll do Connor first, as I know you're on. There we go. Duros on the way. Dinging of the dong. There we go. Caught that one nicely. Griggs, you're next. GRI. Oops, hold on. Fat fingers there. GRI. Griggsy, got it. Swiping to send on the way. And Zelda Distark. Raven Shield, you on next. ZEL. Yep, there we go. Got it. Swiping to send. Shooting through these today. Keith Fellows. Big blocks. Here we go. BIGB. Yep, got it. Excellent. Swiping to send on the way. And Orange Kicks. I can see you in there. Here we go. On the way to you. Oh, fat fingers. There we go. Orange Kick. Beautiful. Nicely done. There we go. On the way. And Aaron, I can see you in there. Hope you enjoyed the show. Here we go. Yep, Aaron G. Got it. Swiping to send on the way. And Diddy, not Duddy, and Richie Rich, obviously. Here we go. DID. That's the one. Swiping to send on the way. And Richie Rich, see you in there. Here we go. RIC. Great. Yeah, great handle, that one. There we go. Swiping to send on the way to Rich. Matthew Ray, still need your handle PayMail, please. That'd be much appreciated. I think that's everybody. Yeah, there we go. There we go, guys. Right, hope you enjoyed that show. Stay tuned, you know. There's going to be ramifications of this Telegraph article. You know, being released, people coming back from work, reading the news and all that kind of stuff. You know, never a dull moment in crypto. Hold on to your seats, people. We are off to the moon. But until we get there, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. See you guys soon. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. Buy BSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.